is Margaret Ann Windsor, and I was kidnapped in 41 and brought to Moulton, Alabama. My identity stolen. I was given the name of Peggy Ann Dempsey, and I married a Childers. And it was the twins, Peggy and Carl Dempsey, were twins born out of wedlock. And both of them were dead. Lina, their mother, murdered them both, and the family covered it up. Now it gets into, I later found out, not until 83, after a political campaign I was in, that I was kidnapped, who my father and mother are. And the takedown of the British government, really, when they kidnapped me and took down my father and put a seal on it. So I put all that up, and I only have 10 minutes on this video. I wanted to get to this. I've got it on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. I have an immune disorder. It's when I'm around toxic fumes, my immune system attacks itself. And if I'm force-fed the toxic fumes over a long period of time, as I have been, it can affect every organ in your body. And the inflammation it causes, all of it can make your kidneys, tear your kidneys and organs, all of it up, your heart, your liver, your lungs, because I breathe it. And I remember Jane Pauley had a program for a short time, and a doctor was on it, and she was saying it's like turning on a light switch. You come in, you breathe it, and you start feeling sick. Just like someone who's allergic to peanut butter, they eat it, they react. Mine is if I breathe it, I react. And it's not until you remove that you can be okay, and you don't have to breathe the toxic fumes, like walking out the door and turning off the light. Well, mine's been delivered over the years, and since I came to Roanoke in '86, and looking back, I know that that's what was done to me all along. I married my husband, quite frankly, John Childers, to get away from the horror that family had caused me. And it didn't get any better. It just couldn't get worse. But anyway, so I didn't know about my real name. I wrote a book about mind control murders and the use of mind control. And one of the doctors involved in my book, called MD A Life of Skill, was U.S. Congressman Larry McDonald, and he was a urologist at Piedmont Hospital. Well, a lot went on at Piedmont Hospital in Atlanta, and I won't get into that again, except the death of Warren and Rosina Matthews, pathologists there. And one of the people originally charged with their shooting and murder was hypnotized. And that was in Cobb County, and at first it was D.A. Buddy Darden, who ran against me in the campaign to replace Larry McDonald, the very doctor I'd written about. And I'm skipping what was done to me, the hell and the sickness that was bestowed upon me and my two sons, Mark and Scott. And no one helped. I was taken across the state line. I'm not even going to say right at the moment, it's so horrible, all of it is, but where I illegally to Huntsville, where I passed a background check by Patterson, the sheriff, and it was required to work for the district attorney, Madison County, Huntsville, DA Fred Simpson. So now I want to jump back to the book. It was about mind control and programming people to shoot and kill, and they could cure illnesses or create them. So that's been going on since the Tessera files were stolen, maybe before then, in the early 30s. So this is why I was thrown out to Larry Flint's because the person that shot him in Lawrenceville, Georgia, was programmed. I was flown out there during the campaign in '83 to replace Congressman Larry McDonald, doctor I'd written about, when the KAO passenger plane was shot down that he was a passenger on. And I was flown out there, and then later I didn't see Mr. Flynn again. He furnished me a car for a year, and I was literally on the side of the road, and my job shut down. I came to Roanoke in October the 20th, I believe, of '86, and I camped on the Appalachian Trail, if you call it camping. At first, I didn't have anything. I was freezing, starving, no food, no tent, no gloves, no um, sleeping bag, etc. Trying to get a job and being told I couldn't stay here, I couldn't stay here, like I committed a crime. Now I want to jump to, and I put all this as much as I could up on video. A friend gave me this so that I could do it, make the videos and use social media, because a lot of them work for me. So this has been almost 3 years I've been uploading the videos, and it hasn't gotten any better. In fact, I don't know that it's gotten worse, but I'm going to give you a scenario. Law enforcement is involved in it. I can't get an attorney to represent me. I think most of them here don't care, but a lot of them are afraid of it. They wouldn't live through the night, they say. So it's not that people disbelieve me. I carry an endorsement that Larry Flint did April of '84, and he basically says I knew who was responsible for his shooting in Lawrenceville, and anyway, it shows people a little bit of what's happened to me. So why I was living on the trail and all this, but they really didn't care. They were told by the cops not to help me, and they didn't. So I want to get to, I came here and my illness was used against me. I never knew that I was allergic to chemicals. I had an immune disorder. When I came here, and I'm going to quote retired Virginia State Trooper Carl Barton again, his wife, August the 14th of 2009, when his wife said to me, she brought me the corporate suites down there, paid the security deposit, and for 17 months I lived there, paid the rent, and lived sucking in chemicals, what people would do, you can't believe. When the law tells them to do it, they don't have to do it. Either their kids can have something they've broken the law, or the parents themselves, or the corporation or company they own have. So they get something on them and they compromise them, but they have to go along with it. The people do. And so they can do it for the good or bad, almost like good cop, bad cop. Now I want to I'm running from place to place and made to look like a fool, really. And it's pain. You can't believe I put a little bit together. I don't eat very much, even though I'm heavy right now. I'm easy to gain weight. I can't walk. And I eat Lipton side dishes most of the time, and maybe a little bit for breakfast. And I want to jump to this. When I put something together, I lose it. I'm kept on, I get a small income, and I can't file a suit or anything. But anyway, I'm going to just go to this place where I'm at now. And a former Virginia State House Representative, I believe, owned this at one time. Basically, if you look at it, it looks nice. It's Motel 6 now. Go ahead and say it. Third Lane Road. And I really can't afford it, but I've been run from place to place. They use, like Carl Barton, the Virginia State Trooper, said, this is how we run you, with chemicals. Well, there's also another way they run me. If I try to say anything or do anything other than running when it gets so bad, then they'll just threaten me. Well, we're not doing it. I think we need to call the cops and have you locked up. So you can go from there with what they threaten me with. And I was here earlier at the same place where I'm at now, earlier in the spring. And it wasn't good here. I mean, it's clean and everything, and it should be, but you can do a lot with air conditioning and heating, or having someone come in and soak your bedding. And if you can't call the cops to protect you or get an attorney, excuse me, I'm going to bleep that, but you know the word I'm going to use there, I mean to use. So I'm just going to go to now. I came back here, and I've been here for about 2.5 weeks, and I can't afford it. So I was going to have to leave anyway. But the point is that this time, it hasn't been good in here, the air conditioning, heating. And by the way, I want to insert this real quick. Someone who I know, his wife worked for Carillion, I believe, health department, or the hospital here. He took me out to their home, and he showed me, he was into photography, and he showed me, he went into the room, and it was perfect, the air and everything. It was so nice. And a few minutes later, you could smell the fumes from the chemicals he used